Hello and welcome to another episode of Life Talks with me, Fawole, and the Wizard. Today is a very, very special, monumental day because we've been planning this for a little while and we're going to get the opportunity to be blessed by the next generation, the future. We're going to get to talk to some of the youth in our community that are shaping our future, living their lives, and we're going to get answers to questions about how they see life, what they want out of life, their position, how they're perceived, and so much more. And without further ado, and this has all been facilitated by Christian, Mono, you got me, Kelvin, and my good friend from a long time, Albert Johnson. Without him, without any of these guys, this wouldn't be possible.
Big up.
Come on. So you will hear from anyone at any given time. Albert's not on screen right now, he might come in on screen, but if you hear a voice, that's Albert Johnson in the background. Got Kelvin, Mono, and Christian. Yeah. So, Kelvin, Mono, Christian.
Thank you.
Start with your age.
Thank you for having us.
No, thank you for coming, man. Thank you so much for coming. This is it's really important to me because even though I'm of my grand old age of 50, I remember what it was to be a youth. Yeah.
Well, you know what they say, black.
Yeah, but I remember what it was to be a youth, and I remember how the things I went through, and times I needed to be maybe listened to or spoken to, or just kind of like guided. And certain times there was guidance there. Sometimes the guidance was wrong. Sometimes it was right. I just feel at this present moment in time, there's so much going on for the youth, and there's so much speculation is in what the youth need, who the youth are, what they represent, what the goods, the bads and uglies. But I don't believe anyone can tell anyone about themselves. The individual has to tell us about themselves. Hence why we're having this conversation, because you guys to me are part of the youth, which you are the youth. How old are you, please, Christian?
I'm 27.
27.
I'm 24.
24.
I'm 23.
23. Fantastic. So, yeah, half my age, even lower than that. So you are the youth, you are the future, and what you're experiencing is different to what I'm experiencing and what Albert's experiencing, what the Wizard is experiencing. So I want to understand through your lenses exactly what's going on, how you conquer your challenges, how you fit into the world, and just how you feel about stuff. So I'm going to give everyone an opportunity to introduce themselves and talk, and we're going to ask some questions, we're going to bring up topics, and we're going to go through everything. So listen, since we're already talking to you, Christian,
alright,
please introduce yourself and yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Christian, 27 years old. About myself.
What do you do?
What I do, so I am a property investor / work for a property development company.
Nice.
Property investment is where I want to get to, but at the present moment, you have to work for somebody until you can start working on your own dream. I work for a development company as a sales advisor, just started, but I've been in the property industry since 2021.
Nice.
So it's something I'm very interested in.
Nice. Mono.
What are you wearing?
Oh, I'm wearing Unplugged. This is my own brand. Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for that, Ants. This is Unplugged. Message behind it. In fact, I started this when I was about 16. I've been very clued into or tapped into consciousness. So it's about unplugging from the matrix. Everyone is stuck in the system, unfortunately, and the system was created for the people, by the people, but they've manipulated it now, and everyone's a bit discombobulated or disorientated. So it's about unplugging from the system and getting back into who we actually are. Gods, we're all gods, all goddesses, and we need to start operating as such. So yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Mono.
My name is Mono, not Momo, and I'm 24 years old. How would I describe myself or give myself an introduction? I'm quite multifaceted in what I do. I trade, I make music. What else have I done? I've done a lot of things. I've had a lot of different experiences. I love to travel and those sort of things, but I think as I get older, the emphasis on giving back or being part of a community and sharing things that I've been through seems like something that is of value, and I can't hold that back. So there's certain things that I know I've experienced that I feel like a lot of people, especially young people, need to know. So yeah, I'm an open book. I'm not currently working. I'm trying to build a foundation of financial independence for myself, which is
self-employed, right?
yeah, self-employed. You can say self-employed / entrepreneur. Just trying to get out of my own way. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's me.
Kelvin.
I'm Kelvin, also known as DCB, also known as Leo. I'm an artist. That's my main passion. Just creating different types of music, rap, singing, just expressing really. But I do trading as well.
Nice.
Just trying to navigate through the industry to be able to create the music the way I want to. You know, because once you're in the industry, you kind of get forced to be a certain way for profit. So I just found trading, so I was able to just make my own lane really. But literally, I'm just being me, just trying to find out what is me in the most authentic way. So I'm just navigating through life right now, just trying to make sense of it all, but just appreciating every step of the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Got a general question for you guys. How do you think the stereotypes that are out there have impacted you and affected you, either in a negative or positive way? You good?
Yeah. So just so I can look at you, man. A bit more.
Actually, the eyes are important. When you do, you have to. When you talk to people, you have to look at them as well. I like that. I like that. Oh, well. Very powerful. Very powerful. Yeah.
How's the stereotypes impacted myself? Well, I believe it makes the journey a lot harder, a little bit harder, but it's, you know, the stereotypes I think is quite character building.
What kind of stereotypes have you guys encountered?
You know, the typical ones. Well, in the UK, it's quite subtle. I find it's quite subtle, so it could be a type of energy you can feel, a type of body language that you can pick up.
We talking racism or ageism?
Racism, not racism. Yeah, I said racism.
Racism, more racism than anything.
Yeah. So.
How do you think? How does it make you guys feel?
Well, it depends on it, because it's projection at the end of the day. If people don't know themselves, they're gonna project onto you certain ways, like things that they feel internally about themselves that they ain't got resolution within. They see someone just walking in their own authentic self, and they'll try to put you in a box that, you know, how they process it in their mind, but they don't have the understanding of how you're trying to carry yourself. It's only based on how they view things, you know, so you can't expect everyone to view things how you view it. But if they can't view it how you view it, they're just gonna look at you how they know how to look at you. So they'll just put you in a box.
Yeah. So that for me, like, how does it? So I'll elaborate the question.
Yeah.
How does that impact you? So for me, when I was younger, and even up to now, certain that stuff I wasn't, and I'm getting better at it. I wasn't that good with controlling certain emotions or understanding certain things. So the more I had to deal with people treating me, feeling that energy you was talking about, Christian, and the stereotypical stuff, and people putting me in boxes and stuff, I'll get frustrated or angry sometimes. If I come across like 5 people that do it consecutively and assume that I come from a certain demographic just because of how I look, and we'll talk about your hair, because we talk about hair, you guys are looking so powerful in here today as well, just because of how I look, it makes me angry for you to think, that's me though, frustrated sometimes sad. So like, not to put words in your mouth, but what are the kind of things you've gone through, or how have you felt about some of this stuff that's come at you? How have you dealt with it?
I can speak on that because I grew up so I moved from Wembley, northwest London, being around predominantly black family, aunties, uncles, cousins, and coming from that whole like everyone's from the hood thing, we're all struggling, whatever, and then moved to Camden, which is posh. Or however they want to call it, whatever, into a school that was quite multicultural in that sense. School? Pardon?
What school?
William Ellis.
Okay.
Yeah, William Ellis, and then I went to the shop afterwards. But my point is, like, you know, when you grow up, you go to like house parties and this and that, and I had a lot of different friend groups. And when I was with the white lot, I found myself being the joker, being the archetype of the jester, trying to like entertain everyone, dealing with their stereotypes, and like it's also how I viewed myself. But I was kind of like, they would say certain things to me, like there was girls that I was dealing with that, you must have a big dick because I'm black, something like that, or you're a certain type of way. Like there was a time when I was in English class and we was reading what was that book called? Great Expectations or something like that.
Is it Charles
Yeah,
Dickens?
something like that. It was one of them old white books.
Go
And I was reading out loud to the class. And It was
Yeah.
in English, and my English teacher didn't really like me. And I was reading out loud something about how there was a thug who robbed someone. She was like, you know about that, don't you?
Yeah, there's subliminal stuff, yeah.
I was looking at her like, this. Can I swear?
You can say what you like, mama.
This bitch. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, how dare she? And then like, but everyone in the class kind of laughing. Like, oh, you're the black youth. Like, of course you know about that sort of stuff. There was like an expectation of a life that I should know about.
Yeah.
And that made me in turn create a mask that I felt like I had to fulfill, in order to, you know, because I didn't really.
To make other people feel at ease, or
More so because you don't really know yourself, you find yourself in the world, innit?
Yeah.
So when you're trying to find yourself, you put on these masks to try to see, alright, cool, is this me? Or like you start rolling with a certain amount of people, you start doing certain things, and you either align with it because you find purpose in it, or you don't. And I was one of those people that didn't really find purpose in it, because I had like my dad who was telling me, you sell drugs, you stab people, and you join a gang, you're gonna go here. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of had the contrast, but then I had that at home, and then these white youths in the party telling me, oh, can you get me some drugs? Like, there's that contrast in it. So I think the stereotypes, they're a bit, there was a bit saddening. However, it used to confuse me a little bit, because it's like, you don't even know me. You don't even know me, and you're choosing to paint me out in this picture that now I feel like I have to fulfill to make you feel comfortable. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of a little dive into my experience with it as well. You got a question?
Although the stereotypes of, you know, it has negative connotations, I do feel that again is quite character building. If you know the game, because this is a game we're playing. If you know the game, life is a game. If you know the game, you can start manipulating the rules a little bit. So I use it well, now I do, because now I know how to maneuver in a game. I start using it to my own benefit.
Advantage. So see, so for me, what would your advice be? Because I know there's youth out there that haven't got the mental fortitude that you guys may have. So when they're in that game, they're actually getting manipulated, or someone pressing the button and they're reacting, and that reaction is now causing a chain reaction, and then they're now in the system. You know, that people getting chucked out of class, getting sent excluded, prison stuff, fighting, stabbing. Like I don't even know what the questions I'm gonna ask. But what advice would you kind of have, or what could we?
It's about your support network. I'll be so honest.
Yeah, it's context.
I do think it's your support network, because again.
And Christian, sorry, can I ask you to speak up a bit just in case?
Sorry. It's your support network. I have a good support network. I've had a good support network from very young. So got a lot of people around me that, you know, I can take pieces from and you know, embody it myself. So I don't know. I say just use your brain, man. Just be wise, be smart. Analyze the game up front and just play.
Of course, you can say anything you like.
I think it's very easy, and it's not to take away from anything you just said. I think it's very easy to talk in hindsight or in outside of the actual context of the experience. Like, what you're basically asking from what I've got is that what advice do you give to someone younger in a situation where they may not be fully aware and they may be operating out of their emotions as their first point of call for reacting to a stereotype?
Yeah, like you went through.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you the man, you get the drugs, yeah, you the black guy, yeah.
It depends, and I think it depends on who you are as a person, because for you, for example, that might have made you angry and frustrated. For me, that kind of made me sad. So depending on I think how to deal with it as a whole is to one, not take it as personally, just to know that, like what Kelvin said, is projection. So it's not actually to do with you and your worth.
Yeah.
It's maybe how you feel about it is an indication of how you feel about yourself. So you can use it as a way to dive into how you feel about yourself and your story, to uncover another part of yourself, to offer yourself more love. You know what I mean? But if you don't, that's a process within itself. But I think for young people, just not taking it as seriously. But the world is changing so fast, and I think
So fast.
like my dad has said some things to me like, oh, he feels uncomfortable in my area, which is quite white. But to me, that's not a thing, because I grew up around loads of different races. So the level of intensity of the quote unquote stereotypes of racism isn't as high, I don't think, anymore, especially in London for the youth. Because even though I did experience certain things, it was never detrimental to, I don't think, detrimental to like me looking at, like it didn't stop me from doing anything. Or
Encouraging to do, did it encourage you to do stuff? Yeah, stuff because
that's a loaded question.
okay.
That's a loaded question, because there's moving parts. It's not just, I can't say someone stereotyping me made me want to do this and this. There's also my context outside of school. Who am I chilling with? What sort of things am I interested in? This, that, and the third. Do you know what I mean? As well as, or if you mean like someone coming up to me and being like, oh, like clutching their bag or clutching their purse. There was this one time. Me and my mum were walking in Camden, and there was this guy and his girlfriend, and he's looked back, but I've had to walk around because me and my mum were just walking fast, and he's looked back, seen me walk around, grabbed his girl and brought her closer to him, like I was gonna do something. But to me, that's just funny. You're just an idiot.
But then when I say encourage you to do stuff, what I mean is like, so let's just say you're in the city, you maybe become a single parent family, you haven't got much money coming in, but someone's asking you to get them something, there's a way for you to make money from that, and there's an encouragement for you to do that. If you haven't got the mind, the fortune that some of you guys have, a business mind, even though there's a lot of other opportunities now, if you're posed with the opportunity of making money, it could encourage you to do that. Or do you understand what I mean? That's what I mean. Could you be encouraged? That's what I mean. Like, so if you
that was me. That was me. I've been through that.
Kelvin,
What
could you say I want to hear your opinion.
No, because
I want to hear.
There's a lot I wanted to say.
I don't know. Say whatever you want to say, my man. That's why we're here.
Yeah, it's easy. It's therefore easy to be a product of your environment, because, like Christian said, he had a good support network around him growing up. I didn't have that. So the product of my environment was me being fed with a lot of things that I had to, that it made me a certain way. It made me everything that I didn't want to be. So one advice I'll give to the youths is sit with yourself, think for yourself. The more you sit with yourself and you process things, you start to realize where they actually come from. You see that it's not you. You see that, it's information coming from other places. Then you can kind of process it and be like, does this really resonate with me? Does it not? You know what I mean? So it really depends. You gotta just navigate knowing that, I'm in this journey doing things like the way I have to do it. There's people that are gonna be in your journey teaching you something. Doesn't always mean that they're teaching you the right things. There's always a lesson in something.
Yes, well said. Like that. Please, Albert, please.
Just to elaborate.
We speak up though so we can hear you, okay?
Just to elaborate on the question, so this is for everybody. What stereotype have you struggled with? And it doesn't mean it's one in society. It could be one in the home. It could be one around your friends. It could be one with a girl. What have you struggled with? And it'll be good for you. And I'm gonna elaborate even more. There's a stereotype of the angry black man. I struggled with that one. There was also the stereotype that boys and men shouldn't cry. I struggled with that one. So think about what stereotype did you struggle with, and what was your experience as well in terms of the emotion as well, and be as raw as you can.
Let's go this side because we're gonna get to you.
I'm still thinking.
Okay, go on.
Off the top of my head, what's jumped into my head straight away from you saying that is when I was younger, my dad was in my life on the weekends, and then I had a stepdad from when I was about 6 or 7, and he was like Rasta, like them that are very like boys don't cry and
Strong,
all that. Yeah, strong, strong. You gotta be. And I was sensitive when I was young.
Yeah.
I would fall and cry. Where's my mum? And I remember my granddad or my step granddad at the time telling
Are
me.
you still sensitive now?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Of course, that's my superpower. But I remember a conversation where he grabbed my arm and was just like, "You have to be strong. You have to." He was like, "Stop crying," and then it was that sort of talk that he gave me, and I remember having that talk with him, and I remember it kind of put this I have to always be strong thing inside of me. Like I have to always be strong, always be strong. To be fair, it's benefited and been a disadvantage because I feel like personally, because I've been quite a lone wolf in my journey, I have to get myself out of bed to go and do something. I have to get the willpower to go and look for a job or go and do this or by myself, and that strength has helped me. But at the same time, the strength has also been a crutch in the sense that it hasn't allowed my sensitivity and my feminine aspect of myself, my emotions, my creativity, being soft to myself, compassionate with myself, to exist, because it was always in a frame of like my girlfriend said to me the other day, she's like, you don't always have to be strong. It's alright to be weak. She said weak, but it's that softness, I think, within yourself, especially as a man, because we go through so much that we like responsibility and all those sort of things in our head.
Pressures put on us.
Yeah, pressures.
So I would say it still exists in you, but you wouldn't like to express it.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
exists inside you, but you wouldn't actually. You have to express it personally or privately.
Exactly.
And that's where the problem will come in, having to confine it.
Exactly. And I also thought I had to be a certain way, like walking down the road. If I'm scared of something, like I experienced some violence when I was growing up, and I thought I wasn't gonna see the age of 14. So I always had this deep fear of being killed by a knife. And that strong thing is like when I'm around those scenarios, or when I'm with the GMs or with youths who are on certain things.
What's
like,
GMs?
Gang members.
Okay.
But like with certain people who are.
Yeah, no, I mean, see me, yeah. See me, yeah, I told you what they do. I told you what he do.
So you're catching up, so with the youths,
We finish it all up. My kids laugh at me and stuff. I never thought in a month of Sundays that I would not always be plugged in and hit and know what I want. Like I'd never ever thought it. And then when I think I was 30 or something like that, I said something to one of my youths and they started laughing at me. Like what I was saying was dated and the language changes so rapidly. So thank you for
Cool, man.
Yeah, but go finish what you said.
So yeah, no, like when I was in certain environments that would trigger my sensitivity of like, I know I shouldn't be here, or there's fear of what could happen, and I would try and silence that because I want to be strong and I don't want to look like a dickhead. I don't want to look like I'm weak or they can violate me or So I put on this strength thing of being strong, but realistically that's just putting me in the line of fire for problems.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I should listen to that.
I agree with that.
Like there was one time I was at Carnival, and I think it was last year, and I was chilling with a couple of my brethren like outside the station, and you know after Carnival when nothing good happens.
Yeah.
So
the time when the devil reaches.
Yeah, you get what I mean.
Every event is the time when the devil reaches.
And I'm there
when the devil reaches.
I'm there smoking my zoot or whatever. I don't smoke anymore. And I just get this feeling in my stomach. I'm just like, I need to go. I need to leave now. I said to my boys, I was like, yo. 20 minutes later, I get a call. Yo, so you just got stabbed. Where you lost?
I agree with the stereotype of having to be strong, especially as a black man. I feel you constantly have to be strong, no matter what it is. I think we're dashed into a leadership role straight
Thrown
away.
into leadership role.
Yeah, I feel that's where I come from. Anyway, I come from a single parent household. Mum and dad broke up when they were 7, so. Naturally, of course. Naturally, I fell into that leadership role. Like my dad left, so who has to fend for the house now? It's me. I got to protect my sister. I got to protect my mum. I embodied that, and it's just a lot of pressure as a kid to kind of embody from the get-go, like, and I still have that pressure on me today. I think that's what kind of holds me back sometimes as well, having that pressure of I'm a leader, and I have to make sure that my family are good, because
How did you deal with that? Because I know that what you're talking about, yeah, there's a lot of other people going through that.
Yeah.
Like right now, there's people that's been through that.
Yeah.
I could say maybe I've been went through that slightly myself, but probably not on the level that you did. But there's some people that are going through it, and as yourself are coming at the other end rounded and stronger and capable of doing stuff. And there's others that ain't coming out the other end. So people that are in it, how did you manage to do it, or what kind of advice did you give to them?
To be honest with you, obviously it was the heartbreak of my mum that kind of put things into perspective for me. So obviously I was angry when my mum and dad separated. I was very angry. High school I was fighting 24/7. I mean primary school was fighting 24/7.
You was angry. She was fighting when you was in school and stuff.
In primary school. So that's how I was expressing it. That's how I was expressing myself through fighting and everything. And then obviously I got transferred to another school and some little girl tried to do something, and obviously back there, well, what I done is I just put her jacket in a bin. Head teacher just called me and was like, yo, I know where you come from, I know your background, it's not running over here, innit? So do it again, I'll basically kick you out, innit? You'll be excluded. So for me, it's like, raw, my mum's already gone through a lot of heartbreak. I can't add extra pain to my mum. Me getting kicked out of school, what's gonna happen then? How is it gonna affect my mum, innit? How is my actions gonna tarnish my mum's name? Is what I was thinking.
Good,
so,
okay, good. It's good of you, man. That's what
drove
me to.
Yeah, that's what drove me to just kind of, alright, cool. I need to be a lot more responsible of how I'm maneuvering. So it's my mum, to be honest with you. You know what? My mum's the reason why I'm here.
What's your mum's name?
You
don't have to say it.
Janice.
God bless you, Janice, man.
Janice.
Big up.
Just to add to that right there is an epidemic. My brother went through the same thing. There's so many children that have gone through it and are still going through it, and what they call it is when you parenthesize the child. So the child doesn't actually...
What is it? You speak up, Elwood.
Parenthesize. They call it parenthesize.
Parenthesize. Yes. So they take the role of the father, or they take the role... Yeah.
So you become the surrogate parent. So what happens, and this is in psychology, they see that as child abuse now. In psychology. Why? Because that child doesn't get a chance to actually process
be a kid.
The emotions of the child. So you literally go from like not fully going through the process of being a child and then jumping to deal with adult emotions, adult feelings, adult responsibilities, but you're not even developed. You know what I'm saying? So then what happens, that inner child gets locked away. And then you start performing as this responsible parent or this big brother. And as a result of that, there's a part of you that you don't get to connect to. It's an epidemic, and it happens across households in the black community, especially African and Caribbean households as well, where you've got the single parents, and it's like you've got to step up for your brothers and sisters.
So, for me, I want to hear from you, Calvin, on the same, we were talking about stereotypes, but then I want to, so before we ask you that, so you get time to talk, I want to elaborate on what you're saying now, because there's that part of it, and there's the part of the school part of it, not taking into consideration what you're going through, and then just pigeonholing you and excluding you, and that exacerbates the situation in the same
problem child
on the other side. And so much you can't move because you're still a child dealing with that, and I don't feel there's any compassion to say, okay, what's going on, or to support, to help you through those things, because they can see that you've got the track record from there. You're not just putting the thing in the bin for no reason. Half these things come from places. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's even a question. I just want to take the loom with it. There's a question in it, but just understanding the impact of the, what did you call it? Parenthesizing the impact it has on your family, and also understand your own emotion within what you're going through.
Because I still carry that burden today. Like, even I don't necessarily mean to, but any funny little maneuvers around like my mum or my sister or my little brother, my ears perk up and I'm there straight away. It's just a natural. It's a natural instinct now.
You're a man.
Well, yeah.
Nah. Yeah, you're a man. You're a man. And it's natural. It's a natural thing to be a protector as well. Like, you may have been forced into that role earlier than you wanted to be, or earlier than you think you should have been. However, what I see sitting in front of me right now is a man. So that's what I'm saying. A very intelligent, strong young man. So you're gonna be like that. You're gonna be protected, and no one can't tell you what that looks like, or how you protect, or when you shouldn't, you shouldn't.
People do try to tell you what protection should look like.
But no one should be able to tell you that. That's what I'm saying. No one should. How you protect your own is how you protect your own. So it's like, I want to hear from you, so come, but no one should be able to tell you that. And that's the thing. They tell you how to talk, how to move, but no, you can't tell me what's right or wrong. It's for me to say.
Exactly. Yeah.
One more thing to add
Cool.
to that. The only thing, you see when someone becomes parenthesized or you become a surrogate parent and goes to the child, obviously you haven't been able to process the emotions of the child to even evolve emotionally. The other thing what it does as well, it can limit you.
Yeah.
Because now protection looks like one thing.
Yeah.
And one thing could be like, okay, to protect my family, I've got to then be aggressive or hostile. And what that can do now is it can cause more harm to you because now you're forever in fight or flight. Stressed, anxious to walk out with your family. You know what I'm saying? That's not healthy for you because that's too much stress on the body. Whereas there's other ways you can protect your family, you know what I'm saying? By informing them, empowering them, educating them, loving them, being a safe space for them. These are ways you can protect your family. But when you're stuck in that stereotype of being strong, or I'm this parenthesized older brother, what happens? You become very limited. And then your siblings, they don't get to evolve emotionally because you become a crutch for them. So if you see now, what happens is everyone stays at the same place emotionally. And then you're carrying this burden throughout your whole life. So even now when you've got your family, you can't fully be with your family because you're worrying about your sister, your mum, and so on, you know what I'm saying? So now you're split between the two. And that happens to so many people. So as a result, they can't fly from the nest and create their own nest.
Go.
Yeah.
What's your perspective on the stereotypes you've had to adhere to? That's a
Struggle with, yeah. What stereotype do you personally struggle
Yeah.
with?
Whoa. A lot of stereotypes.
I need to get your chair somewhere here, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, seriously, I'm gonna try and...
No, a lot of stereotypes that I got was really, I say for my pops, my pops was someone he was a hustler, innit? He was trying to get, but he was someone who he would go out there in the world, do his thing, and he will see the trials and tribulations of a black man, and then he'll come home and like kind of offload all of that pain onto the family. You know what I mean? In turn, that made me like the angry black man as well. But I would translate that into school because I didn't even think to even let him see that because it would be long. Man can't react, man can't feel no way, I can't show no emotion, or else it's a long day. Then he will get triggered again. So me in school, I was basically like a little him. I was being just bare flashy, just taking a piss really, just not taking shit from no one, really and truly. And then even with girls, like it made me like see masculinity from a toxic lens. So I was just trying to just chat to bare gal, even in my teens, like I was just linking gal, just doing what I had to do, but not committing because my pops have got like 13 children, you know what I mean? So the way I always saw it, like even chatting to my brothers was always like, what you done your thing yet? Like what? At that time, like you gotta get active, all of them things. So I always saw it. I always saw it through that kind of lens. And then obviously the way my pops was, it trickled down to my brothers. So even in the end, man come from Camden, just being in the ends, my oldest brother, he was always involved with the man them. My second brother involved with the man them. So
Did you do this first interview?
Yeah. I got like 8 half siblings, and then I got 3. I got a sister, and well, my oldest, he's a half sibling, but I grew up with him my whole life. You know what I mean? So like me, naturally, it was just that. Yeah, man just always saw myself. I didn't see myself as like man them from ends. That was just normal to me. But when you go to school, you see that kind of energy, the way that you're radiating, that is different to how like other kids are doing it. But for me, it was just normal.
It's inherent in you.
It was just normal. So like growing up, you start to see how it really is just a state of mind. You know what I mean? Like, because how Mono said, Camden is really kind of posh, but the way London is bare small, it's all frequency. So whatever you're tapped into, that's what you're gonna experience. That's what you're gonna really run into. So I would say, like toxic masculinity, just never asking no one for help, feeling like I have to do everything myself. Even to this day, man, struggle to even ask, even for simple things. Cause I feel like man's begging, like man's, you know what I mean?
You don't hear no as well, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear no from certain people. That will crush me more than the fact of me asking.
Definitely,
like that.
Definitely.
knowing that someone hasn't got my back.
Yeah,
Thing.
because it kind of retells you that, like, that voice in your head, like, right, you ain't got, no one got you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
No one loves me. You're not even worth people helping, but people can come to you and help. And I'm happy to help people, and I thought I can get away. But
definitely,
no one's there for you and your back.
Yeah.
Because even like growing up, with the way things was, like just analysing things now, like, because my mum, like the way my mum saw my pops is like, my pops was that toxic masculinity, so my mum felt like very stuck, like her voice was suppressed. But I see how that is, you can't really suppress things too much, you kind of end up, someone's gonna feel it, you know what I mean? So for man, it was really me, because I was always that, I used to be that kid that I had bare love to give, innit? So I would kind of give that love to my mum, but like in turn, anything she won't really communicate with my pops, I would feel it. So like there's bare ways that she's coming to man, I'll be like, rah, I'll be feeling like, rah, like, what did man do? But analysing now, growing up, it was really just her having an outlet and me kind of being the outlet, you know what I mean? Because my oldest brother, he was playing football, so he weren't really in a crib like that. My second brother, with everything going on, he cut from the crib and he escaped. So really, it was man. Like,
Wow, the word he escaped.
Yeah, he escaped. You know what I mean?
Out of the environment.
Out of the environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Did you feel like when you was there? Did you feel like they left you behind and you was left to carry all that stuff?
Yeah, definitely. At the time, I was just even happy for my brother to escape.
Yeah.
Really and truly. But obviously growing up, like, it kind of, like, processing trauma and stuff like that, I'm like, damn. And my brother kind of just slightly cut from man.
Yeah.
And just left man to deal with everything.
And like on a daily basis, because I will tell you from my experience, like at home, there was times I stood outside my house and I just wish I could go anywhere but be there. But I never know where else to go.
Yeah.
I'd left and gone back, but I was dealing with some of the same things. But I don't want to take away as a story, like as just to not to compare it. But what was the sort of things that went through, you was going through your mind and stuff, and how did you deal with it? Because how did you deal with it?
Do you know what it is? I kind of didn't. I went on autopilot, like processing it now. There was probably like 5 years of my life where I went like proper numb to everything. So I was just literally just navigating life as an NPC really. Like I wasn't thinking for myself, because anytime I was thinking for myself, it was just emotions of feeling hurt or feeling sad. So I kind of just became, like I said, just like an NPC really. I didn't deal with anything. I just
NPC.
Yeah,
Non-playable character.
Non-playable character. So it's someone who really ain't got
They're gonna catch you up. They're gonna
leave me alone. You don't want to get me back. I don't know the thing, but no, I heard it the first few times. I wasn't gonna ask. I was gonna have to ask.
That's where
it's like in a video game.
Yeah. Okay.
You see those characters that they don't.
just be doing this in the back.
They just
Okay.
Sims.
Yeah.
There's the NPCs in the back.
My boys are gonna be laughing at me. Yeah? 17-year-old, 20-year-old, they're gonna be laughing at me. Sorry, go on.
It's gone. But yeah, like literally, I just went on autopilot. There's so many times, like there's years of my life that I feel like I don't even remember. Like they just flew past. As a youth, like bare years, I can't even remember. There's couple 1-2 moments, but a lot of it was just doing the same thing, just to make sure that I was doing that to ensure that there's like stability in the house. So I never felt like man could like express to anyone, because then it would be like man's adding to all the problems already.
How did you break out of that NPC? Because I'm sure there's people going through that right now. They're NPCs, and how did they? I mean, just your experience of how you broke out of it. Maybe it can help someone else out there, or just to understand how you broke out of that.
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna be so honest. This was very recent. Like on these last, I'm 23, like I said. So these last 5 years, you know, when you start being out there in the world and you experience a life yourself, you start to just process things like from your perspective. So you learn more from the world. So the way I was guided, I'll just say it was the Most High really that guided me to go through experiences to be able to like have more self-reflection. But if I'm being truly honest, mushrooms, I took mushrooms, magic mushrooms, and that really allowed me to have a a deep like time of really reflecting everything, and I realized that the first section of my life really wasn't me. It was someone that was made based on everyone else's energy and everyone else's input. So what did you just ask me again?
How did you
How did you break out?
How do you? Because you were an NPC.
Yeah,
You was an NPC for a period of time. And there was something. How do you break out of being an NPC and becoming first a non-player character, actually becoming a character in your own life?
Yeah, just
becoming a hero. Even becoming a hero, I like that.
Yeah,
because you are a hero.
Yeah, no, it was literally seeing all those things and realizing that's not me. Like I detached from those thought patterns. I detached from those emotions because I realized where it was coming from. I was like, no, I ain't been thinking for myself. That's coming from energy from other people. That's coming from experiences that people put me through. So I was able to detach and be like, okay, so what is me? What is Kelvin? What do I actually like? What do I actually feel? Then from there, I just started learning through myself, just going through life, through the perspective of, okay, like I'm basically reborn now. You know what I mean? Like the first chapter was just basically someone else. I really see myself as reborn. Nice. The first chapter was just someone else, like a product of my environment.
So how important it is for everyone as well? How important is it for the people at home and for each individual to be able to appreciate what their loved ones may be going through, but not take all the pressure of it on board, because you can't necessarily take all the, because when you take all the pressure on board, you become an NPC, you become almost, you don't have a chance to breathe or think for yourself.
Yeah.
The same with yourself, you become you have with you, Christian, you have a certain setting. Even though you may be able to breathe and think for yourself, you automatically go into a certain setting because of all the stuff you've taken on board. I don't know what my question was now.
You said, and for the viewers at home.
Yeah, for the viewers at home, how do we like maybe understand how not to be totally a product of your environment? Please talk, Albert, because we're all working together.
Yeah, definitely. So, based on what you lot shared, you speaking to your younger self.
Speak louder, please.
You speaking to your younger self then, what advice do you have now
Bloody hell.
for who
Thank
you
you.
was then?
Thank you.
Very importantly, like what advice do you have now at this part of your process for who you was then? And it could be anything, and be as vulnerable, as direct as you want to be. But if Romaro, you were talking to you then, in you now, your young
It's
self.
just mono, right?
Yeah.
Mono, yeah.
Same with you, Chris.
Yeah.
And the advice would be, same way I would advise you, how would you advise yourself then going through that?
I'd say they're not your gods.
They're not your God.
They're not your gods. For me personally, growing up.
I need your voice loud as well, please, yeah? Sorry.
Sorry.
I
know I speak quite low, no.
Back, and you're low, it'll be hard to hear you.
For me, they're not your gods, man. Growing up, my parents were my gods. Like what they said, whatever they told me, it was. It's only now that I'm getting older that I'm realising, like, you lot, we're just humans, bro. You're as human as I am. You believe the same. You're not my God.
Yeah, you can respect them and love them, but you don't need to worship them, you're saying, basically.
I think, especially in a black household, the parents it could come from slavery as well. It's too authoritative. Like, you allow me to be me. I am my own person. I'm my own spirit, my own soul. Let me explore and be who I am. Experiment as a kid. Let me be a kid. I don't think they as parents, well, back in them days, I don't think they allowed you to be who you are. So
I think humans are like that.
Yeah, so I think just going back, I'll tell my younger self, yo, they're not your gods. Yeah, do what they say, but it's not the be all and end all of the world. You're gonna get up, you're gonna realise, well, like, you know a little bit more than they do. They're as human as you are.
Yeah, there's more to them. Nice.
And what comes with that as well is giving your parents grace.
Yeah, yeah, because they're experiencing, like, just as I'm going through my own experience, they're going through whatever they're going through.
Absolutely.
I don't know what traumas they've gone through.
Absolutely.
And they're not as vocal with the traumas. So
absolutely.
Yeah, you have to give grace. It's like myself. I split up with my ex when we was on and off, but I split up with my ex and I came back to London. And when I came back to London, for me, it was the the way I thought of it, because mine and my dad's relationship was quite rocky, innit? But when I came back, for me, it was like, okay, cool. It's actually time for me to rectify something there, because I'm seeking something from my dad. So it's time for me to rectify it. So I sat down one day after having, and I think it was Uncle that kind of helped me. So Uncle actually sent me to someone that could help me through therapy. And it only took one session from the therapy session.
Good.
And it was just like, it was the way he was asking the questions that was like, okay, cool. So if he's asking these questions like that, I'm going to start processing and asking myself these type of questions. So it's like, all right, cool. Why is my dad and our relationship, why is it so rocky? What has he gone through in his past, and what's going on? My dad, he lost his dad when he was 16. He doesn't know what it means to be like a dad. He doesn't know what it means to be fathered himself. So how can he father somebody if he's not had an example of what it means to be fathered? So you have to give your parents grace. Really
understanding the reasons for the constraints they're putting on you.
Yeah, take yourself out of your own shoes and kind of put yourself in other people's. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Everyone's got their own battles, everyone's got their own struggles.
Yeah, very important, very important. And I think to add on to that, like you said, their parents will try and protect you from stuff, and they have to understand they can't protect you from everything. You're gonna have to fall over, cut your knee, whatever, so forth. And the things that happen to them won't necessarily happen to you. So it just boils down to exactly what Albert has said and you said, and what we need everyone to understand is give your parents grace. They're not your gods, but give them grace at the same time, because the reason it all comes from a place of love. Whether or not it's obscured or distorted, it all comes from a place of love. So, yeah. Talk to your younger self.
There right now, I'm feeling it, and what do I need to tell him? It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your, like, you can be yourself. You can be yourself and not have to worry about what other people think. People's reaction to your light is not a reflection of its value. Sorry. It's loaded, man. But I think, yeah, keep your heart open. Don't shut down. Don't shut down from the depths of how you can feel every things. I don't know how to describe that. Like my granddad, for example, I could feel his sadness from like a very young age, and that's something that energetically, because right now all of us are sharing energy, whether we know it or not. Biofields that we're sharing information in it. When you're around family who are carrying generational traumas and things that are heavy, you can absorb those things and then start to think, right, what is this? And you can start like see it like peeking through that lens. So I would say I wouldn't even know how to advise my younger self, because he was just there. He had to deal with the sensitivity of feeling certain energies and not knowing what to do with it.
So the things you know now, who you've become. So you can now look back at what happened at those times, and you've got this brain in your head now to analyse what was going on then, and how you've come through it, and you've allowed yourself to do certain things. So that's in a sense where Albert's saying, what would you say to him going through that? Because he never had the benefit of the information you have now. But no, even the power, you're comfortable enough. Because you spoke about feminine and the masculine energy. What you've just done just here, just now, is showing us you're in touch with your emotions. That same energy that you said everyone's feeling. I felt the energy when you was figuring out exactly how to talk to your younger self just now, and that was powerful. So that's all you got to tap into. That's it.
Yeah, it's loaded. Man. It's loaded. I think
it's not.
There's so many. You know what it is? It's because there's chapters in it. every year, every experience either adds or no, it adds.
It adds.
If you don't have the process of like processing it and like understanding and putting it in its rightful place, then it will just get stored. It'll just get stored and it'll get stored and get stored and get stored and get stored. Like I feel like right now I've been uncovering a loop / puzzle that I've been putting myself in for a very long time that are attached to beliefs and feelings about myself, but not just one. It's about 5 or 6 of them connected to each other. But it all brings me to the current state of where I'm at now, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So if I was to speak to him again,
Take time to understand yourself.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
very important, rather than reacting or being an NPC like you said before.
I would say to him, it's okay to be boisterous. It's okay to be mischievous and playful, and you have to honor and remember that your heart, your light, and the things that you want to do are only really as important to you. They're only important to you. They're not really as important. They're not important to everyone else. So when it comes down to you wanting to share things or do it without expectation of receiving something back or recognition. And the only recognition that you're gonna get and validation you're gonna get is from yourself. You're not gonna get it from anyone else. Your mum may not give it to you because she's going through her own shit. Your dad's probably not going to give it to you because he's going through his shit and he's got only a capacity that he has to love you and show you a certain level of admiration. So don't even ask for it there, because that's a loop that you'll constantly be running, chasing like a carrot on a stick. That's not going to happen. Everything that you desire and is in you, and everything you want is in you. Like, you are the answer. Nothing outside of you is going to give you what you want. I think that's the biggest thing. I think if he knew that, he
I'm
would.
going to add to it just slightly.
Yeah.
Your friends ain't going to give it to you because they've got their own agendas.
Exactly.
On top of that as well.
Everyone's their own book, and you're writing yours.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You can't. You can give people the subconscious access to write your own book, but that's not what you want to do. A lot of people do that. They'll show up to in an environment or with friends or whatever, and just because their friend is doing it or their friend is being a certain way, they will allow them to drag them into certain situations. Like, there's one cousin that I've got. He's, I would say, not really got that much direction, but he's getting older now, and he still decides to be driving with his friends, who one of them got a shank on him. The guy's not, he hasn't got a driver's license. You're a man. You're putting yourself in that position. And now if you get bagged or you run into some people that these lot don't like and you get stabbed, who are you gonna blame? You can only blame yourself because you put yourself there. But what people would do, why regarding it to friends and stuff, is because you're at their mercy, you're at their will, because you don't know what their intentions are. Do you know what I mean? You don't know whether he's gonna see a you that he doesn't know and then run him over. Now you're accomplice in a murder. You don't know what's gonna happen. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, follow yourself, lead yourself, learn how to lead yourself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, well, I told my younger self, I'll tell him first that everything's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Tell him that it's all just an experience. I'm experiencing it for a reason. I'll tell him that he's really a god, and that's why the journey is like that. Because
he's really a god.
100. Tell him again.
And that's why it's been very unique to my journey, because my light, I possess a light that it attracts a lot of darkness. That's how it is. It's the polarity. And so you gotta keep navigating life through that, knowing that you can't be like everyone else. You're not meant to. You're meant to make your own way. You're meant to form your own way, so that when it's all said and done, you know what I mean, you created the journey, the life that the Most High set out for myself. And yeah, just keep being authentic. Keep radiating that purity. Don't conform to society. Don't suppress yourself because you feel like you have to fit in. Because you weren't made to fit in. You was made to break the mold and create different ways to inspire others to potentially lead through different venues, different avenues.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's talk. I like this. I like the energy. Seriously.
That's
I like
powerful.
I'm getting educated as well. And also I'm getting healed at the same time. I'm getting a lot. Understand? Because like I can say I'm not exactly you, but I've gone through the same energy stream that you've gone through on certain spectrums. Like and everything you lot spoken about, I resonate with it. Sometimes not understanding myself, sometimes being an NPC and just doing things, just going through the motions. Sometimes I would drink or smoke or just do things just to numb myself in that time, because nothing else made sense.
Yeah.
I was told who I was in school by people who didn't actually know me. I was told I was judged by past things I'd done in other places. Pigeonholed and stuff. The same thing with being in black, with white, in certain stereotypical roles, you know. I want to talk about your energies, because we're talking about energy. Because you made a comment before when we started about, and Albert was talking about the beauty and the regality of all your energies. Great, but your hair. You said it's like the antennas.
Yeah.
Please talk to me about that. Your understanding of that, and we talk about energy and stuff. I want to talk what go around.
I don't know too much about the hair. I do know that they say it's a sixth sense, so it's like these are like antennas, like you said, so you can even pick up on things. Like it can strengthen your intuition, like knowing when you're not safe in an environment, like even feeling someone else's energy. I feel like this is a sixth sense for that.
It's an extension of your nervous system.
Okay.
An extension of your nervous system.
I didn't know this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you don't know what your nervous system does, right?
No, what's its purpose?
So, fight or flight,
Mm.
you know, so in your primal state, you know, so animal state, this is what animals actually utilize their nervous system, so they can sense whether there's danger or not.
Speak loud for me, please.
Yeah, they can sense whether they're in danger or not.
Is that where you feel intuition?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what it is, your nervous system is like your central processing unit. Yeah. So for example, it will process the energy in terms of energetic actual signals, as well as biochemical signals as well. Yeah. So the biochemical signals are like chemicals like cortisol, you know, dopamine, and so on and so forth. And then the energetics is like what's coming from the environment in terms of your energy. It goes through your nervous system. Your nervous system will give the signal to your body. Then your body will then choose what to do. But fight or flight, that's very much like danger. Yeah. But your nervous system also regulates your peace. You know, so when you're in peace. And it's also very much important for your digestion, your metabolism. So if you're in fight or flight, you're meant to digest your food. And so when people are depressed, their uptake of nutrients decreases. So the nervous system is very important, and the hair is an extension of your nervous system. This is even why it's a coil as well. And if you see how they use coils within industry and so on.
And what's your DNA as well? Your DNA is a coil as well.
Exactly.
Can I say something?
You say anything you want. I'm telling you, I want you to talk as much as you guys want to talk. I want you to talk. Just talk.
I think
talk.
I wanna take it there, because I feel like people don't necessarily understand. Like, I think it's kind of simple when you understand it. Like, everything is like molecules, right? Or atoms, yeah.
Okay.
But atoms are 99% space. So that means that there's nothing really here. It's more so a projection or a wavelength that I'm perceiving through my brain.
Okay.
So realistically, your body is like, it's electric, but it's also like a, what's the word? It's kind of like a bottle. It's kind of like a bottle. Your body's kind of like a bottle. It's a case for your energy, and your energy is a vibration. It's a multitude of vibrations, and electromagnetic waves that make up this solid thing called matter. And because we have our five senses, and that's what we perceive reality through. Touch, taste, hear, see, feel. Because that's like how we perceive reality. It's at a certain rate of vibration. So that means that what we perceive here right now through our own brain, everyone's brain is at a certain level of vibration that we perceive through. So that's why we can see the table, we can see each other. However, we have the ability, because that's not all it is, and that's not all we are. That's just our human function to operate in this dimension. So if you, through like meditation, there's other ways of doing it as well, but we're layered. So if you was able to raise your rate of vibration, or something like commonly known, if you raise your vibration, how you experience reality changes, because your mode exactly is a way of peeling back the cap of the third dimension to go to a different dimension to experience the level of energies that are currently in this room, for example, but we can't perceive based off of our rate of vibration and our five senses that we're confined to. But that's not what we are. There's something I want people to consider, is that when you're talking in your head and you have thoughts, that's what you would call me. So M-E. So when you say me, I am this. Like what you've been through, how you describe yourself, that's me. But then there's I. I is the thing that connects you to God. It connects you to peace. It connects you to your current, if that makes sense. Your life force. Your I. If you're able to identify with your I, you start to realize that me is a vibration. It's a level of thought. It's a level of...
Don't lose me there. I'm listening to you because how you know I'm simple. I am simple, so me might...
What I'm trying to describe to you is that, see what, for example, the process that Lito was talking about, how he had to sit with himself. We had to sit with himself and observe the things that he's going through, and that's me.
So me would be the energy.
Me is energy. It's called energy.
You could look at me as the ego. You could look at me as the ego, because it's your outfit that you put on when you leave the house.
Exactly.
Based on identification, what you've made to identify yourself in.
What other people have put onto you, what you put onto
in society. You know what I mean? So that's like the ego. You feel like you have to portray yourself. But when you're in the I, like you sit with yourself and you just
fully surrender.
You're just experiencing. You're just seeing. You're observing. You're observing the ego really. You peel it a layer back. So you're just literally sitting with yourself, watching your thoughts. You're able to formulate what the characteristics of the ego is just by sitting with yourself, closing your eyes, sitting with yourself. You kind of start to.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
That's what makes you. That's the characteristic of God, because
the I part.
The I, because it's everything and nothing at the same time. So your ability to peel back the layer and be nothing means you're not in any space. You're not in time. So what are you? Your awareness, your consciousness, right? You're identifying with the space in this room. Do you know what I mean? And once you can identify with that, comes choice, and that's why it's important when you go through the process of understanding yourself and like actually going through the process of being awareness. You can then choose, like you can then come out of your meditation, let's just say, and if someone triggers you or there's something, remember, because there's me has triggers, he has emotional buttons you can pull. If I go out into a room now,
and fears, aspirations, love,
all of that sort of stuff. So say for example, before I used to fear seeing another black youth on the road. That's a common one. If now I've gone into I've identified the fear, now I have a space between me and it. So that when I go and I experience the same thing on the road, and I have a choice of whether I choose the old vibration of the feeling of the fear, or I choose another one. I can choose another one. Let's just say happiness. Yo, my brother, we saying you good?
Yeah.
Different energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're consciously choosing to change how you experience reality through that space, because you then are given a choice.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
I totally get what you mean.
Yeah.
So it's a better place to be.
Yeah. And I think that's a big thing that a lot of young people should learn how to do and identify with, because it will give them power back. Because a lot of people they think they are their emotions. You're not your emotions, you experience it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
I like that.
So if you taught young people how to meditate, for example, and identify with I, they will experience, oh shit, I'm not that. Oh shit, I thought I was this, but that was just really me. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I would say, even though what you're saying is correct, I would say if young people would just try and sit with themselves, we might not to teach them how to meditate, but if they would take the time just to sit with themselves rather than react, and rather than just jump when they're free friends, say let's jump in the car and we're doing it. No, don't do that. Just sit with yourself for a minute. If you can meditate, fantastic. If you want to go out there, but just sit with yourself, and that's the beginning of exactly what you're saying.
But that's meditation.
Yeah.
Okay, well there you
That's
go.
literally
You want to
meditation.
teach them, just tell them you want to sit with yourselves when you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
You get me?
Just
Sit with
cool.
yourself, just cool and easy, and sit with yourselves and understand the difference between the me and the I, and enjoy your life. Enjoy your life.
It's not something that is. That's another thing. Whatever you're seeking is always seeking you. That's another thing I feel like young people should know, because if you're out there and you're seeking badness, you're seeking a certain level of energy, it's gonna find you.
Yes.
So if you know,
know, my friend told me this recently as well.
So if you understand that as a principle, as a law, you can then be like, right, cool. If I want peace, or I want to get some money, or I want a girlfriend, or I want love, or I want to feel, let me seek that first inside of myself.
Yeah.
So then my external reality will bring those opportunities towards me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you understood that as a law, you could mitigate a lot of things that happen.
Yes.
Like for example, you see like with the stereotypes, and a lot of us as black people carry a victim energy because of what we've been through. So there's a certain level of, oh, the world is the white man, and that's an energy. That's an energetic signature that a lot of us are given. If you were able to identify it and be like, no, like let me roll back. And let's just say for example, I'm a light. A lot of people love me. I'm peaceful. I radiate an energy of safety and you have white people telling you look great every day.
Yeah, it's white people, I love it.
No, for real though, because it's like.
Let me add to your thing.
Yeah, go on.
Right now, because someone said it to me about a year and a half ago, and so on and so forth. I remember I said to you that I found myself being my reaction to certain stereotypes was anger and being angry.
Yeah.
So there's times when I was like that. Sometimes I may still fall into that category. I try my best not to. If I see a group of black people, especially, or a group of people, I might get a bit anxious or a bit feel a certain way. So automatically I'd be like, what are they doing? Or who you look at? And that's me putting out that energy. If I'm like, who you looking at? You've got no choice but to be like, who you look at? And that escalates stuff. And then I get in what I put out, like you just said. But if I can put out, like you said, hey, how you doing? Or just be, or even just, you look at me and but I haven't got, okay, you looking at me, I don't know you. There's no reason for me to be upset or anything. Okay, you look at me, cool. Like, if you're right, you can look at me. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Like, why am I getting angry about something? I need to look, like, oh, you might like my clothes, you might like my this, you might like my this. If I can get off of one frequency to another frequency, it makes us like so much things have happened just because of what is the word you use, violation. If you're out like with that energy, like I'm not gonna be violated. Who's you looking at?
You're gonna bring violations.
You're gonna bring violations, and if you're not, like, if you're okay, like I've done it. Like I've been on the train with my youth, and this is me being honest with you. Up to, I still have counselling now. Up to like 3 weeks ago, I'm on a train with my son. He's 4, and there's someone who's sitting down, and I'm saying, why this person give me the fucking seat? What's still going on in my mind? It's still going on, what's the matter with this?
Entitlement.
Entitlement, yeah. But I'm getting upset about this. And I have to talk to my client, I'm just being honest, transparent. I talk to my clients about this. And I was treating that person like an adversary. Rather than thinking, I don't know whether they've got a disability, they're going through some sort of trauma, someone's pissed off, they're sitting there, they might not even seen me. They might not seen my son, but I'm having this whole conversation, this whole narrative, and then if they say the wrong thing, I'm ready to go. But so I had to check myself. But this is something, and I say this just to be transparent. I'm a human being, so I'm still working on myself. I'm working on things. As much as I feel like I'm better and I'm more separate from the I and the me, and I can control. Certain situations still get me in a certain way.
100%.
It's normal.
And I want to say as well, I'm not saying this as I'm holier than thou or that I'm sitting on this bench up here and go through
It's that
every day.
understanding.
It's there's yin and yang, innit? Every
Yeah.
human has good, every human has bad, innit? In life, it's a roller coaster. You're gonna go in the so-called beast mode, and then you're gonna go to your God mode. It's natural, innit?
Yeah.
Just as long as you know within yourself, alright, cool. I've got two sides of me. Yeah, I've got my beast mode, which can be a little bit devilish. Then I've got the most high side. I've got the live right and consciousness, which is the godly side. You stay in the middle. Start, maneuvering right. I guess.
The way to deal with that is when you get those kind of thoughts here, you just have to let it be. You don't. When you emotionalize it, when you energetically charge it, that's when it
start giving power to
reintegrates
it.
inside you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that is like he said, the yin and yang, as above, so below. In the jungle, lions, you think they're caring about, let me take care of man. No, it's the jungle, innit? That's why we got that beast, like he said, we got that flesh. That's the flesh, innit?
Yeah.
That's how it is. But
Purpose.
it's that choice. At the end of the day, you make that choice. You get that thought first, but the more you work on it and you're in tune with the eye, you let it be, then you can be like, alright, cool, just release it. And it's based on how long you've lived in that aspect of life. If you've been in survival more time in your life, of course you're gonna be more likely to get them thoughts. You know what I mean? You can't blame yourself. You can't be like, why am I always having these thoughts? You gotta be your best friend. You gotta really like guide yourself and just be like, yeah, it's all energy at the end of the day. So it's what you supercharge yourself with. Like Mono said, you gotta start talking to yourself like, yeah, I'm love, I'm abundant, I'm this. But you have to also remember that what energy have you been in more time. So if you've been in the other aspect longer, it's gonna take more energy from you, more focus in that frequency. Think of it as like a hamster wheel. If you've been in that kind of wheel and then now you're going the other way, you have to wait until it kind of unwinds first, and then you have the momentum. It's like a pendulum swing, you know.
Can I add to that?
I'm just going to add to it for you first. Your environment, the people you're around, can feed that as well. Be aware of the people you're around and egging you on to have that, to keep the wheel going one way when you want to go the other way. Please, man.
So I've been currently, there's